196,542 candidates will from today write their Grade 12 National Senior Certificate examinations around the country. For the first time this year, the Department of Basic Education will also introduce 12 new subjects to be assessed, including the South African Sign Language at home language level to 58 deaf candidates across 10 schools. Umalusi, the Council for Quality Assurance in General and Further Education and Training, has announced that all systems are ready to administer this year's final exams. To talk more about it, we've got in studio with us Dr Mafu Rakometsi. He's the CEO of Umalusi. Good to see you. Welcome to One in Live.
Good morning, Leanne, and good morning to the viewers at home.
And most importantly, good luck to all of the matrics that write today. By the way, what is it today? Because I'm a little bit confused as to what the first exam is.
The first examination is going to be computer applications and technology.
Okay.
And it's not going to be written by all the candidates. It's only a few that will be writing today.
Okay, so this is more of a practical start. But I mean, this is it's an important time for Umalusi, and let's just remind viewers of your role and mandate for the examinations.
Our role as Umalusi is to quality assure education in the general and further education and training band of our education system. South Africa has got a 10-level national qualifications framework. Levels 1 to 4 are occupied by Umalusi, that's general and further education and training. Levels 5 to 10 are occupied by the Council on Higher Education for the universities. And then we've got a new kid on the block called the Quality Council for Trades and Occupations, the QCTO. QCTO deals with the trades and occupations. And then we've got an apex body, which is the South African Qualifications Authority, that ensures that there is coordination between all the bodies in the National Qualifications Framework. Our role as Umalusi is to quality assure education. We do this in many ways. With regards to the examinations, we approve the question papers. We ensure that the question papers have been set according to the curriculum and assessment policy statement, and also that they are set according to the subject assessment guidelines. We appoint monitors who monitor and ensure that the examinations are written according to policy. We also quality assure the marking to check that the markers all over the country mark according to the said memorandum, and then we thereafter do the standardization of the results. And having satisfied ourselves that all the processes have run well, we approve the results for release by the minister.
All right. So in terms of, I imagine, and we have said that you are happy that exams can kick off and the work has been done beforehand. Are there any concerns, though? Are there any provinces that you are watching a little bit more closely due to some issues?
Yes, indeed. We have done some audit of the system. We have looked at the state of readiness of the system to run these examinations. There are areas of concern. One of the areas of concern that we had was that the people who work in exams work long hours, and the Department of Public Service and Administration would not allow them to work more overtime. That is more than 30% of what they are earning. The Minister of Basic Education, together with the Director General, has spoken to the Minister of Public Service and Administration to say, with exams, the situation is different. People have to start early and work until late. One other area of concern is the staffing problem. We have identified in a number of provinces staffing shortages. And we have indicated to the heads of departments and the MECs in the different provinces that if they don't increase their staffing complements for these examinations, the examinations are going to suffer. And they have committed to correcting the situation.
Okay. We look at paper leaks, examination paper leaks. It's been one of the problems that has come up in the past. It's certainly something that I imagine you're hoping is not going to happen again this year. Have you tightened the systems to safeguard papers?
Yes, indeed. We have a number of measures that we have put in place to safeguard the papers. One of them is that we have an approach that we call printing question papers just in time. So that instead of stockpiling the question papers and printing them 2 months, 3 months before the examinations, we now say we are just going to print before the examinations commence for a particular paper. That in itself ensures that even the naughty ones, a person who wants to be naughty and steal the question paper does not have that
access to
opportunity.
it. When you say late printing, when? On the morning of the exam, the night before? Or you're not saying?
It cannot be on the morning. The system is massive. It's
I would
huge.
imagine so, yeah.
It could be 3 days, 5 days before,
Okay.
because after the printing in the province, then the distribution has to happen to the different centers, the packaging and the distribution. So it has to be just a few days before the examinations commence.
Previously, how long before did you used to print examination papers?
We would print 2 months before and stockpile them and distribute them. Then that made the thieves, the people who steal our question papers, it gave them the opportunity to do so. Now we are saying we are stopping that. And also, where it comes to where the papers are stored, we're talking about double locking system. Double locking system would mean that Mr. A holds the key and Mr. B holds the other key, so that there are checks and balances.
Okay.
Not one individual can have access to where the papers are stored.
Yeah. All right. Good. Well, I mean, these are things you want to know that these are safe. I see that there's an increase in the number of matrics that are writing this year. Any news on that, or is it just a bigger class of 2018?
It is something that has to be celebrated. What we are looking at as the education system is the massification of education.
Yeah.
If we have more learners having access to education, that is something that we have to celebrate as a country, because it means we are making some strides in attaining the goals of this country of having more and more people getting educated.
Yeah, it's a good. That's a good news story. Another good news story is releasing a report of your research study on the inclusion of the South African sign language in the curriculum. You must be happy with the progress from the department on this. Tell us the views on this.
This is something to celebrate.
Yeah.
We are an all-inclusive society. Our constitution encourages us to do that. We for many years have left the deaf learners out of the system. Now we have brought them in. We have embraced them. We say you are also people. We recognize you as important as any other person, to an extent that we have now set the papers in their language, in the language that they understand.
Yeah.
That also is something that has to be celebrated.
Indeed. And we wish the matrics the best of luck. And we wish you the best of luck as well for monitoring and assuring the quality of these exams and the fairness around them is all met with the greatest of standards. Dr Mafu Rakometsi, who's the CEO of Umalusi, talking to us here on Morning Live, as you find the class of 2018 for matric begin their matric exams. Good luck again to every single one of you. All right, the state of journalism and the media in South Africa under the spotlight next, and this conversation is going to be tackled by Sakina. Sakina, over to you.